Hi, we're looking at linear trend with seasonality. So I have data from problem 25 in here, and let's first of all just take a quick look at graph of the data, and you definitely see what looks like seasonality. We don't have a lot of data here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. So we'll first create just a regular linear trend. A couple of ways we can do that. We can use the formula, which is equal forecast dot linear. We could do that, or we could just write out the equation, and which I've started. I've already created the slope, which is used with equal slope, the equal slope function. So equal slope for the y's and then the x's, and then y-intercept is intercept for the known y's and the known x's. So once you have that, you could write your equation equals y equals mx plus b. So you're solving for y here. So mx is slope times your x plus the y-intercept. And we're going to lock in those formulas for the slope and the intercept so we can copy them, and we'll just copy. Now I'm going to do it again with the other formula that where you don't calculate the slope intercept separately. So forecast dot linear, and again it asks for an x, which will start here, and then known y's, which are here on the sales, comma, and then the known x's, which are all of these. And we hit enter, and for some reason or other I've got a couple of j's in there. I don't know where that came from. And you see that it's the same. You know, it gives you, well, it didn't give you the same formula because I didn't lock in my known x's and known y's. So we fix that with the dollar sign here and here. I leave my first x not locked in, so it'll increment with us as we go down. And you see that we've got the same numbers, identical. I'm going to go ahead and I'll leave this one, but this is, realize that that's duplicates. Now we're going to look at making some adjustments, and we have to, first we'll make some numbers that are adjustments for each of the periods, and then we'll combine the periods, average the periods that have common seasonality. So we'll take equals the actual sales divided by the linear trend number, and we'll project that all the way down. And then for our adjustment numbers, we'll average the January, February, and the second January, February. Hit enter, and when we copy that down through the first half of the year, or first year, November through December, that's our adjustment numbers. And then we'll copy these and paste not the relative numbers but the actual values, so they're exact duplicates above and below. And those are our adjustment numbers. And then finally, for the final forecast, we'll take the linear forecast and multiply by the linear adjustment number. And we'll copy that on down. And let's plot. So take we'll have to remove some of this, but insert, and we'll look at line charts. And we certainly want to remove this number down here, and let's see. We don't want this adjustment number. Well, the easier way to do it is go in and select data, and then we don't want this adjustment number. We don't need two of these linear forecasts, so let's call that good. And then we want to click on this axis, right click, format our axis, and let's see, let's put it at 80 for the minimum. And that expands our scale considerably. Let's put a chart title in real quickly. And the chart title is Sales and Forecast. And our forecast is so overlapping that for all practical purposes is identical. Let's just, so if I got I'm not sure which one I'm looking at here. Let's look at the markers and let's make them bigger. That didn't do it. Markers, marker options, and I'm not sure when we're not showing up, but you can see, if you can look at it closely, you can see that the blue and the green are just overlapping, and that corresponds with our fit numbers. Let me go ahead and remove this for a moment. Let's just real quickly insert some columns here. Well, that's only one need. So, and let's do a mean absolute deviation. So we've got a absolute deviation here. So that's equals abs of sales minus the linear forecast. Enter. I'll copy that down. And then our mean absolute deviation is average of all of this. And then over here we want the same thing. So we'll copy this whole deal over here, copy, paste, and oops, I didn't refer back to lock my sales in, so I need to lock that in as let's call them C. And now when I copy over here, always helps to know if something makes sense or not. And you see we've got 23.9 absolute deviation on the scale of, 120-ish, 125, almost 130-ish. And then over here, my absolute deviation is 0.58 out of 130-ish. So clearly this seasonally adjusted linear trend is a much superior forecast. And we saw that when we saw the graph as well. So that's a quick look on problem 25. And you can use a similar process when you're doing a problem 30. Except you won't, you'll only have one number to create a first quarter a fourth quarter average, you only have one fourth quarter, so you just have to use that ratio. Hope this helps. Thanks.